Hi, my name is Sherry, and this is a new show called A Mom for All. This is something I've thought about doing for a long time, and today is Mother's Day of 2020, and many of us, including me and my family, are in shelter in place during the virus that's spreading, and many of you may be also, but I don't know when you'll be watching it. So the reason I wanted to do this is that I am a mom. I have two sons. They're now pretty much raised, pretty much grown, ages 18 and 21, and they're really great people. And a lot of folks through the years, oh, that's my dog, that's Onyx. You'll meet her maybe at some point. A lot of folks through the years have um, complimented me and us on who they are as people and contributions that they're making to the world, and I'm super proud of them. Um, so I am sort of an activist at heart, but there's a particular group of folks, youth, that I particularly care about, and that is folks who identify as GLBTQIA, which many of you may know the meaning of, but in case you don't, it stands for gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, questioning, intersex, and asexual. And I've been active in those communities for many years, for decades, really starting when I lived in New York City, and now I live down in Atlanta. But it's just a group I care about a lot because, sadly, these are groups that in our society seem to be bullied when they're youth, or just not always treated fairly, not even by the laws that we have. Folks aren't equally protected. And maybe it's not just in our society here in Georgia or the U.S., but in different parts of the world, although I do think a lot of others, the world, are better at it than we are. So basically I wanted to create something to speak to youth and to let you know that you are valuable, you are perfect who you are, excuse me, as long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're not doing damage to someone else. Who you are, who you were born, who you know you are, is perfect and right for you. And maybe you don't hear that enough, and depending on how much your family is able to support you or not, or teachers or other people in your life, it may not be something you hear nearly enough. So I'd like this to be a safe space where I can talk to you during each program, and I can bring on some wonderful guests, experts in different areas, people who identify in all these groups, to also talk to you and to give you some confidence in who you are and to help you gather tools to stand up to bullying, or to at least be able to deal with it in a healthy way. And certainly at a time like this, when we are, many of us, sheltered and with a particular group of people who may or may not support you and understand you, I want this to be a place that you can come to, feel safe, even have questions answered. Whatever platform you're watching this on should have a place where you can write questions to me, or confusions or thoughts, and I can respond, or I can have experts, yes, respond to you. So hopefully we'll be able to create a dialogue of some sort where you can get your questions answered. So a little bit about myself. First of all, you can see this is not high budget, this isn't big tech. It's just me, and my sons are helping me out today. I am actually, by profession, I am a filmmaker. I've been an actor, I'm a writer, director, but this is just me talking to you. So we're not going to put the emphasis on high tech and big production values. It might get a little better than this in the future, who knows? But basically, as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. And in fact, right now we're not in Atlanta. We are sheltering together up in the mountains for a couple of days before we head back to the city, just as a way to get into nature a bit and for me to celebrate Mother's Day. So I do want to be a mom for all, meaning a safe place for youth who may not have the mom support or parental support in who they are. You can come to me. Or even parents who want to be supportive of their youth or understand better things that their youth are going through if they do identify as BGLTQIA, or are being bullied or mistreated in other ways, how they can best support the youth. Now, I do have a couple of degrees in psychology, but this is not therapy. I'm not a licensed clinical therapist anywhere. I got a couple of degrees in psych while I was also studying drama and being an actor out in LA, but that doesn't make me the expert on mental health. And a lot of folks who go through these kinds of things like bullying and questioning their own identities, it does benefit them to receive professional therapy or mental health expertise. And I myself have benefited from therapy through the years. I think it's a wonderful thing for many of us in different situations. So please don't consider this therapy, and if you need help finding a qualified therapist in your area, you can send that as a question, and we'll do our best to do some research and help you. There are also some other groups that I'll make sure that we post on the platform that will show you other resources, such as PFLAG. If you haven't heard of them, that's Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. They've been around a long time. They exist all over the world. Well, at least around this country, but I think there are chapters around the world. And there's probably one somewhere close to you, even if you're not in a big city. There should be one close enough that you can reach out to and receive some support. Anyway, what I wanted to, there are a few things I want to finish with for this particular episode, we'll call it. The first is talking about medical care and how to find safe medical care. So just to let you know that many professional medical experts out there are completely aware and sensitive to GLBTQIA issues, IDs, and all of that. But there are still some that aren't, that haven't quite caught up. So it's important to a lot of people that when they go to any kind of medical professional, they feel safe and understood and accepted. So if you have a hard time wherever you live finding that kind of medical care, just let us know and we'll do our best to do some research and see who we can find in your area. But also, I would encourage you to try to be honest with any medical person you go to. If on the forms that you fill out, if it doesn't give the right kinds of choices of answers to identify you, you could still fill it in if you feel comfortable doing that, just because there are certain concerns that come with being identified in various ways, and it helps for your medical professional to know that about you, especially about any actual activity that you would have, any sexual activity or anything like that. It just helps them to know so they can give you the best advice. But again, please be in touch with this if you want more ideas about that. One other area, it would be religion and religious counseling, because a lot of people do choose to go to a religious spiritual professional for their therapy or mental health counseling, and many of them are wonderful and supportive and understanding. But in pretty much every major religion that I know of, there are both folks who are understanding of all the identities, and then folks who aren't. And even the ministers, priests, rabbis, etc., may or may not be, depending on your situation. So, once again, we'll try to use our resources, and we'll have some of the experts who come on who are representatives of different faiths, and we want to be able to help you find someone who is safe to speak with and who won't judge you for who you are or try to change who you are. So, everyone deserves the right to choose their own religion, but just know in whatever religion you choose that is yours, there will be safe people and maybe less safe people to either come out to or that will be able to support or understand you. Okay? And let's see, I guess at this point I want to just say, between now and the next time we meet, please practice some self-care. Find ways to take care of yourself, especially if you're in an environment during these times where you're not being supported and understood for who you are. Try to find things online like this if you have access to them. Stay in touch with friends if you can who know you and support you. There's music out there. There are musicians. Some of them will come on as guests who write music that's supportive. Just whatever you can do to really take care of yourself. Get good sleep, eat well, hydrate, all the things so that you stay healthy, and that helps you stay mentally healthy and able to take care of yourself holistically in all of the ways that we're talking about. So, I'm not sure how long it'll be before I do another episode, but we will post it on here wherever you're seeing this and anywhere else we can think of. And please share this new show with friends who might benefit from it. Again, it's A Mom for All. And between now and then, happy Mother's Day to all of you who mother well. Whether you've given birth or not, there are many people who have mothering skills, and they deserve a happy Mother's Day. And stay well, stay safe. I suggest staying inside, as the CDC and experts are recommending, until we get over this. Wear those masks, please. It is worth it. You will be protecting others as well as yourself. So be well, and nice meeting you. Bye-bye.